Juneteenth event. I want to go ahead and introduce our musicians. So first I'm going to introduce Quartet Evolution.
Hello, we're Quartet Evolution. So glad to be here on Anderson Island. We're based in Seattle, and we play for all kinds of events, weddings, and gatherings like this. And we're all really good friends. We've been playing together for a long time, at least 10 years or more.
Along with Quartet Evolution, we also have Chef, who plays the kora.
First of all, it's a real honor to represent this music, the African music. I started playing kora about 20 years ago. I went to Gambia twice and I studied really one of the great masters of kora, Malamini Jabate, who it meant really a lot to me to study with him, to be accepted and also to be given to go ahead to keep trying to play the music.
Well, I'm Mary Gelston, and I was approached by my friend from the Park District, Rick Anderson, about having a Juneteenth event on the island. So we put out some feelers, made some calls and emails, and this wonderful little group came together to put something together. We had pretty low expectations for the first time. You know, we would have been happy if we had 10 or 15 people show up, but it seems like we had about 100 at the peak of the event. We had wonderful music, a little bit of history, but the main thing is that the community came together to celebrate all of us in our uniqueness and in our similarity in being citizens of the United States. And that's really what Juneteenth is all about to me.
What is Juneteenth? Juneteenth is the oldest known celebration commemorating the ending of slavery in the United States. President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, freeing enslaved Africans in the United States in 1862, and the 13th Amendment passed Congress, officially abolishing the institution of slavery in 1863. But it would take years for word to spread. On June 19, 1865, Union soldiers led by Major General Gordon Granger landed at Galveston, Texas, with the news that the Civil War was over and the roughly 250,000 enslaved people there were now free. The orders read, "The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and hired labor. The freedmen are advised to remain quietly at their present homes and work for wages. They are informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts and that they will not be supported in idleness either there or elsewhere. You might be wondering why it took so long to spread the word. General Robert E. Lee surrendered in April 1865, but Union troops didn't arrive until June. The Emancipation Proclamation only freed enslaved Africans in the Confederate States liberated by Union troops, and that didn't include Texas. Though slaves were lawfully freed, they were far from free. Many were even punished for trying to take advantage of their new rights. One former slave recalled seeing people shot and hanged after trying to escape to freedom, and another shared an account of being asked to work another 6 years and being whipped just like she was before. Even though the newly freed in Texas didn't receive the full benefits of freedom, they turned the day into a celebration. June 19th was coined Juneteenth, a blending of the words June and 19th. Every year, Juneteenth became a chance for people to get together with family members, measure progress against freedom, and teach rising generations the importance of self-improvement. They would read the Emancipation Proclamation, hear sermons, share meals, and play games. And many of those same traditions carry on today in Juneteenth celebrations across the country. Texas became the first state to make Juneteenth an official holiday in 1980. Since then, 46 other states and the District of Columbia have recognized Juneteenth as a state holiday or holiday observance. Although not a federal holiday, many global companies like Twitter, Square, Nike, and Lyft have made the day a company holiday in the wake of protests to end systemic racism sparked by the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today, more than 150 years after celebrations began, June 19th is about remembering the past and moving toward a future that involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves. Juneteenth, a celebration of freedom and the fight for its fulfillment.
To our shame, perhaps, Juneteenth is a new concept and something that we only became aware of recently. So it seemed to me and some other people that it was a good reason to get together and celebrate the things that we have in common and celebrate progress that's being made in our country and the hope that we have for a good future. Like Mary said, it turned out that we got a good turnout. We had a lot of fun, some good food and fellowship. And hopefully it's just the start of something that will tradition.
Yeah, bigger and better next year.
Right.
Anderson Island community and family. I want to say thank you for coming to our first annual Juneteenth community event. The turnout was spectacular. If you missed it this year, it's okay. We understand it landed on Father's Day as well. But we hope to see you next year, and ask your neighbors who did come. They had a great time. Thank you.